All right. So now you can see why we're having the Hawaiian version of category management today. And now the sirens are out too. It is just dumping down snow out there. All right. Last one for the Hawaii version, 4.7, plan implementation. Okay, we've gone through a process of analyzing the category, defining the category, assigning the role of the category, assessing the category, surplus gap, the whole works. Once we've assessed the category, we're trying to figure out whether or not we can compete in this category. Are we gonna be destination preferred, those kind of things. Then we're gonna work our way down and we put the strategies together. After the strategies and the stratogram, we went into the tactics, which obviously is the impact from the strategies. We had a tactogram. We had to make sure that we validated the tactogram, and now we're heading into 4.7, plan implementation. And as part of the implementation, this is what we're doing. We're developing specific schedule and assigning responsibilities. It sounds simple, but this is happening in every category in the store. So you have multiple departments that get hit every time, like IT. If you have IT needs, everybody has IT needs. Everybody needs some kind of data, some kind of something from the information technology department. So you now have to compete for resources, but you're assigning responsibilities, and this also includes the stakeholders outside, like the vendors. It has three components. I'll stand on this side. It has three components. Plan approval, right? You report to somebody, and somebody has to approve this and make sure it's going to fit the overall strategy. You assign the responsibilities, and then you put together the implementation schedule. The schedule has to be within a reasonable amount of time because the whole purpose of category management is to show results. So you can't, you want to think long term, but you're not trying to think long term like in 10 years I'll be good. So you have an implementation schedule. Here's your approval, right? This is what somebody should be validating your plan with. So whoever you report to or whoever's running the merchandising department should look at your plan versus strategic fit. What does this mean? Well, if you come up with a plan that says, I am going to own the spice category, somebody has to put a little check there and say, we should own the spice category because that's its role. Or you know what? We can't own the spice category. That's not its role. That's too much inventory. You need to pare it down a little bit. Okay, that's a strategic fit check off. Target performance impact. It would make sense to come up with a plan that accomplishes what you're trying to accomplish, which is shore up your gaps or protect your surpluses. Your resource allocation, you might come up with some brilliant ideas, but there's just no resources for it. And then impact on other areas, and this could be, remember this is like opportunity cost. This could be taking up someone else's time. This could be working on a project, those kind of things. So the impact on other areas. And then last part, the 4 phases. The 4 phases are, do we have a capability assessment? Can we do what we think we're going to do? Did we look around for best practices? This could also be secondary data, but this is going back to your trade. Go back to your trade partners and say, who else is doing this better? Or the market leader, what do they do? Transition management, whether or not you're going to, your current status quo is accurate, or you need to move. Here's a great example, the wine category. If you have been running the wine category the same way for forever, and you want to now close the gap against your main competitor, you might need sommeliers, you might need a wine steward, you might need information. There's a ton of stuff out there. So you might want to transition from the way you used to run. You might want to block off the contracts so that the vendors, the third-party distributors, don't just bring in whatever they want to bring in. You have to control that. Okay, that's transition management and category management. And then implementation and renewal. Everything cycles back. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? If not, let's do something else. So that concludes our Hawaiian version of category management.